My name's Adam Masterton. I'm a UK-based wildlife photographer. I mainly shoot in and around the royal parks close to me. So Richmond Park is my favourite. I go there on a regular basis, mainly at least once or twice a week, to photograph the diverse wildlife there, from the deers to the owls. They're my favourite. I've always loved wildlife from a very young age. I remember outside of my grandparents' house, they used to have a big bank, and I used to catch grasshoppers and crickets, and used to keep those for pets for a few days and then let them go. But I started getting into wildlife photography when I got my first camera back in 2010. In London, the wildlife is a lot more approachable, and it's, dare I say it, a little bit easier to get a photograph, so they're much more accustomed to having humans around. Today, coming to the park, my main aim was to try and witness and hopefully capture the red deer stags casting their antlers. Unfortunately, it's a very rare occurrence, and I'd have to be here every day staking out the deer. I've been photographing the deer now for 6 years, and I've seen this specific deer grow up and become a dominant stag in the park. His name is Prince. And why he's my favorite, he is the most beautiful, magnificent red deer stag that I've seen. His antlers are huge, and they have 21 points, which are called tines, on them, and they're just magnificent, and he's just a beautiful stag to photograph. He's quite elusive and hard to find as well, so you feel it's quite special when you sort of come across him. Whilst we were walking around the park, I tried to find some parakeets, which I think we were successful. We saw some interesting behaviour today, which I hadn't witnessed before, where we had a male parakeet on top of a female pecking. I'm not entirely sure what that is. I'm thinking it might be some kind of pair bonding. When I come across an interesting shot of them or an interaction, I will photograph them. And I think the one that you had today, it was outside of its nest. That was just a chance encounter of just wandering around Richmond Park. I remember photographing them for the first time in India. I think they're unusual to see for the first time for somebody being new to the area, but I think now I've become accustomed to them, even though they're not native to the UK, and you can most probably hear them squawking in the background. I see them all the time, so I think it's just like seeing a normal subject. Growing up as a small child, you have iconic animals that you love, and my mother is fascinated and loves tigers, so then I automatically inherited that love. And it wasn't until 2017 when I ventured to Ranthambore in India. The image that we're talking about today is of Noor. We had 3 hours with Noor just lying in the forest there. So the result of that shot was being able to spend so much time with her, having the options of taking different pictures. And at the end of that, she decided to get up, raise her head, had a big yawn, and then she wandered off into the jungle to where her cubs were. My ultimate animal is the wolf. They just mesmerize me. They're such a social, intellectual, beautiful looking animal. When you're looking into their eyes and their soul, it's just, makes my hair stand up on my arms. I think wildlife in London is totally underrated. People assume it's this big bustling metropolis, but I think London has one of the world's most sort of waterways, canals. I think there's around 3,000 parks or green spaces within London. I think wildlife's everywhere. If you know where to look, or if you're open to seeing wildlife, I think it's everywhere around you.